So in this episode, we're gonna react to PAM BONDI talking about how idiotic the Chicago governor is. And I agree. Let's get to the show. Welcome to Deeply Disgusting.
Let's talk about the overall problem. And I contend that if you don't have law and order and safety and security, you can't pursue happiness.
That's right.
4,000 dead under Pritzker. What's your reaction to him?
Yeah, he is apoplectic that Donald Trump wants to come in.
Apple who? God damn, she started off the interview with intellectual. Apple plu? I can't even say the word. Ah, she's smart. She's so beautiful. She's the best attorney general we ever had. But let me tell you something. Governor of Chicago, you better run and hide because this blonde haired boogeyman is coming for you.
And help Chicago and fix Chicago and make Chicago safe. Going back to Memphis, you gave the great stats on Memphis. You know how many missing children we found in Memphis? 44. Finding one missing child makes it all worthwhile. 44 missing children.
By the way, what is a missing child?
A missing child is a missing child who's been taken away.
And Memphis is safe now. There's people all over TikTok thanking Trump. All over TikTok. They're like, thank you, man. I finally could come outside with my kids, man. I didn't hear no gunshots. I don't hear nobody screaming around the corner, no little girls screaming, no little boys screaming because they being chopped up by AK bullets. You know? Why the Democrats don't feel that you should live in the same neighborhood that they live in? Why? Have y'all ever asked yourself that? Like, why do they rather just give you programs instead of giving you strict laws and strict policing?
Away from their parents, abducted children who are on their own, all under the age of 18, teenagers and younger. 44 missing children. Some have been taken by non-custodial parents, but 44 have been recovered. Finding one is enough to make it all worthwhile. And then you take that to Chicago. They had 571 homicides last year. Pritzker should be begging Donald Trump to come in. And, you know, and what you said about Memphis, we have Mayor Paul Young working with us. He's amazing. He's a Democrat. He wants to make Memphis safe. Right here in D.C., Sean, look how safe D.C. is now because of...
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm glad she said that. Because not all Democrats are crazy Democrats. There's a lot of conservative Democrats. They're conservative, but they just rather put that Democratic label on them for some reason. I don't know why. But it's a lot of Democrats that got marbles up here, but the ones with the pink nails and the black nails and the green and the blue hair, they're like a whole nother species.
Muriel Bowser working with Donald Trump. Metro Police, Transit Authority Police, right here, working with all of our federal agents hand in hand and our National Guard. Pritzker's lost his mind.
I've been here all day. It's a discernible...
Look at that smile she just did. Did y'all just see that smile she just did? She's such a woman. You didn't see that little smile she just did? She ain't bad looking though. I mean, yo, if I'm at the bar and I see Pam Body come in, I'll be like, yo, what's up, man? Where you headed to tonight? You know what I'm saying?
difference.
Thanks to Donald Trump.
It is a discernible difference. It's a very different place. So the president, I guess he talked about if they will not enforce the law, if they will not keep American citizens safe in towns and cities, that it may result in him invoking the Insurrection Act. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that.
Woo! Woo! Do y'all know what the Insurrection Act is? If they invoke that act, I'm telling you, somebody's getting locked up for treason. And that somebody is, his name start with an S, and he's shaped like the peanut butter jelly man, you know?
The legality of that.
Sure, he absolutely has the right to do that, the legal authority to do that. We didn't have to do it in Los Angeles. They came in, they cleaned up the riots. You saw, look how much.
Oh, Governor Newsom, oh, he's scared of Trump. He act like he's tough, you know, with his slick back hair, looking like the guy that played in Psycho. But he's not that tough. He's not that tough. Trust me. He's terrified of Trump. When he go to sleep at night, you know what he see? You know what the governor of California, you know what he sees in his dream? He see nothing but orange.
Better LA is after the president brought in the National Guard. But look at Portland, look at Chicago. They're sanctuary cities, they're sanctuary states. They are forbidding in Chicago, this mayor, Brandon Johnson, is forbidding the police to work with ICE to get illegal aliens off the streets. Here's one example. There was an illegal Mexican in Chicago.
She said it was an illegal Mexican. She pronounced it so perfectly. It was an illegal Mexican. She pronounced the M, the E, the X, the I, the C, and the N. God damn it. She making sure y'all know she talking about Mexicans.
He should have been in prison, illegally there. He was in prison. He got released from prison. Instead of being deported, they kept him right there, and he beat a 21-year-old to death. In Chicago. How are they condoning this behavior?
Did you see?
They don't care, Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi started off the conversation. Remember in the beginning, she said there are 4,000 deaths, murders under Governor Spinster, the governor of Chicago. 4,000. That governor, he want to set a record. He want to kill 8,000 of y'all nigglets, and y'all gonna let him, you dummies.
That they took down a fence that was protecting an ICE facility. They keep using language. I think language does have an impact on people. And when you call people a Nazi, a fascist, Gestapo, Gestapo-like tactics, et cetera, does this not have an impact on people? Do you dehumanize them to the point where you can convince maybe unstable people that they're doing the will of God if, they challenge and take them on?
Well, sure.
Of course. They are all unstable. Majority of them are unstable. At least 99% of them are unstable. You don't see they got blue hair and they got people over there with hairy legs with dresses on? And then they actually think that they're not who they are? They convince themselves in the mirror like, I know I have a beard. I know my voice is deep. I know I have an Adam's apple. And I know I could fight 10 men and probably win. But I think I'm a girl.
And that's one of the things about Antifa. You've heard President Trump say multiple times, they are organized, they are a criminal organization, and they're very organized. You're seeing people out there with thousands of signs that all match, pre-bought, pre-put together. They're organized, and someone is funding it. We're going to get to the funding of Antifa. We're going to get to the root of Antifa, and we are going to find and charge all of those people who are causing this chaos in Portland and all these other cities across our country. Talk to all the influencers who have been threatened and beat up and their lives threatened from Antifa members. It's going to stop under Donald Trump. And then Pritzker in Chicago.
I have been saying this since the beginning of time. Not that long, but you know what I mean. I have been saying that a lot of people, my old TikTok channel, those death threats, they gave me a lot of energy, but I've been saying Black Lives Matter is a part of Antifa since the beginning. I've been hated on ever since. Ever since TikTok been striking me, YouTube been shutting me down, and I just couldn't, talk my shit. But guess what? Now I'm smarter and I'm going to change a little bit just so I could continue to talk to y'all and brainwash y'all. Say now.
I think he's the worst one of all. He really is, because he's just encouraging this and he doesn't care about the people of Chicago like Donald Trump does.
All right, let me ask you this, because the left is claiming that Antifa is not a real organization. We've known it's been a real organization for the longest time. I think getting to the bottom of who is okay, now we're getting somewhere. And I read that Glenn Beck recently got asked by the FBI about what he knew about the funding, because this is something he dug into, the years he was at Fox. And he believes that there is a funding effort, which to me I conclude what it seems to be is they want to bring down American society. They are working against the American people. What would that be? What would that be called?
I think it should be an Antifa Rico. Better yet, I think it should be a Black Lives Matter Rico. I saw all those mentions y'all bought. I remember when one person in Black Lives Matter went and stood up and said, this organization is going to bring all the money back to you. If you're sitting in the projects now, trust me, you'll be sitting in a mansion in a few years. If you're collecting food stamps, trust me, we're going to fund the black community with millions where we don't have to even depend on the government anymore. And then after Floyd, they took all that money. They went on vacation. They went to Greece. They got their nails done. And they bought mansions with your money. With your money.
It would be organized crime, and that's what they're doing. And you're watching it in Portland. Portland really is the prime example. And President Trump just had so many of the influencers whose lives were threatened, who were Caitlin, the beautiful blonde woman who had the black eye from an Antifa member. They're threatening them online with violent acts. It's organized crime. They're completely organized. They're at all of these events. They're encouraging violence. They're calling everyone fascist. But it's more than that. It's hurting the American people. And
yeah, she's right. Caitlin, I watch her. Yeah, she got the black eye. She got the black because she be on those college campuses. I mean, she's good. I ain't gonna lie. I watch her all the time on TikTok. All the time on TikTok. And when you talking this conservative talk, this talk that makes sense, especially the way I talk it, because I talk it so lyrically, you got to be careful, man. You got to make sure you got cameras everywhere. You got dogs everywhere. You got security if you got to, if you need to. Bulletproof your car, bulletproof you, bulletproof the baby, God damn it.
That's why they're no different than MS-13 or any gang out there.
What do you make? I've raised this question a lot. And if you are a sanctuary city or a sanctuary state and you're providing benefits for people, right now we're in the middle of a government shutdown, in part because Democrats want taxpayers to fund illegal immigrants and their health care. Okay.
Just imagine you vote Democrat. You hope for your taxes to go down. You hope for your cities to become safe, your neighbors. They don't do nothing for you. Why do you continue to vote? All they do is say that they're providing a whole bunch of welfare to a whole bunch of people. They're providing a whole bunch of welfare to a whole bunch of people, and they're proud of that. That is like their legacy. It's sad. It's really sad that they have the government shut down. The Democrats shut the government down because they want health care for illegal migrants who are being kicked out the country. So they say. I even heard that they want to shut down just because they just want better things for health care. When have the Democrats really been fighting for health care? When? I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, you tell me.
Okay, that's $1.5 trillion they want to fund the government for a whopping 7 weeks. In LA, they declare a state of emergency and to aid residents hit by immigration raids. How, Madam Attorney General, how is that not aiding and abetting in law breaking?
It is, Sean. It is. And, you know, you've got Chuck Schumer out there fundraising.
The Democrats want to give money to the people who are victims of the ICE police coming to lock them up. I try to hold my laugh. I just couldn't. I ain't gonna lie. I'm usually good at it, but when you hear things that's so idiotic, it's just, you can't help but to laugh.
During a government shutdown. He's fundraising in California during the shutdown. Yet you have our men and women of all of our federal agencies probably not going to get a paycheck. We're going to do everything we can to take care of them. But people working during a shutdown to keep all of these citizens safe. They don't care about their citizens. You know, Schumer says it's the greatest thing to happen to Democrats. Really? To happen to our country? It's hurting the citizens. And we're going to keep fighting for the American people. That's what Donald Trump did.
Them Democrats are evil. He said it's the best thing that ever happened to Democrats because they feel that they're going to have leverage over Trump. But they don't know. Trump, he always got something up his sleeves, man. And it's not a bazooka. It's more like a needle with some lethal fluid in it.
And that's what he's going to continue to do, whether it's Chicago, Portland, Memphis, right here in D.C., all over this country. He's going to keep Americans safe because they're not. And the people here are seeing what's happening, and they're loving it in Washington, D.C.
Let me ask you.
And you know what? I agree with the people. I'm tired of walking down the street, going to the poppy store, and I got to walk past a whole bunch of YNs with masks on. Everybody think they're Pooh Shiesty and don't got no record deal. Everybody think they're Pooh Shiesty and don't got a record deal. Everybody want to have a switch. Everybody want to have a gun. Everybody. I remember coming from the era I came from, and some of us was outside, and some of us was not outside. That's what made the hood the hood. Not everybody's meant to be outside. Even you. You could be the person that's really not meant to really be outside. But because your father was outside, your friends is outside, you got all these influences. But you probably could have been meant to be anything: a doctor, a surgeon, a lawyer, a teacher in a college, I hope. You could have been meant to be anything, but instead, you choose to follow people that's not supposed to be in your path. It's sad. Like and subscribe. And make sure y'all leave some comments down there, you know. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate every single like. You hit that like button like it's your last goddamn day. Bye. See you later. Thank you.